So it's Partain and Costa going to lead him to the green flag. We are underway, 20 laps the distance. And we'll see what kind of car Bo Partain has here with him as he talked after that Sport Mod main event. A little worried about the piece he has with him here tonight. Kind of fighting some gremlins on that side. And right now, it's showing up. He has a 4-car length advantage off of turn number 2 as Zach Madrid going to sneak into your second spot over Kenny Gill in the 19. Off of turn number 4 is Partain, followed by Madrid. But here comes Jacob Nelson, the North Dakota runner. Always a fast shoe out here in Arizona. And that 10J as Partain works the top side of the racetrack. Madrid down low, closed the gap as Hannah Miller about went around off of turn number 2, right inside the number 19 of Kenny Gill. George Franzman and Georgie Franzman trying to work their way up through the field. Right now, George Franzman looks to the inside of Gill. That's battle for 4th on the racetrack off of turn number 4. Give it to the 41 of Franzman. 2 spots behind him is the 41 JR of Georgie Franzman as Partain and Madrid. They'll do battle off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. 2-car lengths the advantage now Partain has over Madrid as Partain using that top groove of the racetrack through turns 1 and 2. Madrid able to catch him right up to the side of his car. As you'll see him right here looking to the inside of 1. He'll go right to the inside of Partain. Partain has been having a good drive off of turn number 2. This time, though, not so much. Partain off the pace. He's going to bring his car to the infield. His night is done. Partain off the pace. His night is done. He won't pick up 2 main event wins here tonight. Trouble for Partain in the stock car main event for leading the first 3 laps. So it will be Zach Madrid, the man out front, followed by Jacob Nelson. George Franzman now running in the 3rd spot. 4th is Kenny Gill. 5th is Hannah Miller. In 6th, it is Georgie Franzman in that 41 JR, just trying to hold off the 8 machine of Drew Costa to service race outside of row at number 1. Right now, being scored in that 7th spot. Behind him is Michael Henderson, new driver with us here tonight in the IMCA stock car ranks. As 1 car goes up the racetrack, it's Hannah Miller, 925. Miller with issues off of turn number 4. That kind of stacks up Costa and the rest of the field behind her. Now Hannah Miller back on the loud pedal, though, and she will drive away from the 8 machine of Costa. So not too sure what happened to Hannah Miller right there off of turn number 4 as Dennis Losing has issues at the back of the pack. He's going to take his car off the racetrack as well. Out front, it's still Zach Madrid showing the way. 19.675. He ran that last lap to Jacob Nelson's 19.687. So Jacob Nelson just a tick slower than your race leader of the 7M of Zach Madrid, as Madrid will lead the field off of turn number 4. Looking at another main event win here tonight at Arizona Speedway. Hannah Miller takes her car off track in the 925. Her night's done. So cars right now starting to dwindle down here at Arizona Speedway in this IMCA stock car main event. The laps also starting to wind down as well. So we'll have 12 laps to go as they come to the start-finish line this next time by. It's Madrid out front. Jacob Nelson in 2nd. George Franzman is 3rd. 4th is Kenny Gill. 5th is Georgie Franzman. 6th, Drew Costa. 7th, Michael Henderson. 8th is Tyler Vachey. 9th is Brody Center. Right at your top 10 is Jeff Carpenter, and the 11th and final car on the racetrack and on the lead lap is Kevin Turner, number 12, as Zach Madrid will start to pull up to the back bumper of that number 12 machine here in probably this next lap or so, as we have now 11 laps to go for the 7M of Madrid. He'll come right up to the back bumper of the slower car of Kevin Turner as 1 car spins around. It's Drew Costa bring out the yellow flag in turn number 4. So right before the cross flags go up, the yellow flag will be displayed. We'll take a look at the rear of Drew Costa. Might have a flat tire or tire going down in that number 8 machine. As green flag flies once again, 12 laps to go in this main event. And Zach Madrid will lead the field off at turn number 2 as George Franzman and Jacob Nelson will battle side by side for the 2nd spot. Behind them, Georgie Franzman looking to take over 4th from Kenny Gill. Franzman goes up top of Kenny Gill as Jacob Nelson almost smacks the wall down the front straightaway. George Franzman goes past him for 2nd. Georgie Franzman still in that 5th spot. Now going to look to the inside of the 19 machine of Kenny Gill as they come off of turn number 2. They work their way down the back straightaway. George Franzman in the 2nd spot. Jacob Nelson goes top shelf into turn number 3. Trying to work his way back around the 41. That Franzman chassis of George Franzman leaving the left front at home. Give the 2nd spot back to Jacob Nelson. Went around him with authority, as Marv Albert would say. Jacob Nelson back to the 2nd spot, trying to drive around as Drew Costa. He will take his car off the racetrack. His night is done. As it's Zach Madrid out front, Jacob Nelson in 2nd. That last time by an 19.837 for Madrid to a 19.566 for Nelson. So Nelson might be 1.8 seconds back, but a little bit faster that time than Zach Madrid in the 7M. Laps are winding down, though, as they come to the stripe. It will be 8 laps to go. Does Jacob Nelson have anything for Madrid? We'll keep an eye on the lap times here. That last time by Madrid, just a little bit faster. Now 2 seconds the advantage over Jacob Jacob Nelson does Zach Madrid have. So Madrid, Nelson, your top two, followed by George Fronsman, Kenny Gill in fourth. Georgie Fronsman is fifth. Sixth is Tyler Vichet. Seventh is Brody Center. Eighth right now is where the battle is at right now. Michael Henderson and Jeff Carpenter. Carpenter around the outside in that 43C, trying to get around the 7 MD of Henderson. They go side by side for that 7th spot. Actually, just ahead of them, we got another side by side battle. A couple 28s. The 28Z of Vichet getting passed up by the 28 of Brody Center. So move Brody Center into that 6th spot. As he comes off of turn number 4, he will clear him, as Henderson will clear Jeff Carpenter as well. That's ahead of these drivers, almost a full straightaway ahead. Georgie Fronsman starting to put the pressure on Kenny Gill as they work into turn number 3. Off turn number 4, though, comes a race leader with 5 laps to go. As Jacob Nelson trying to find some sort of speed out there on the racetrack. He was all the way up to the wall that last time by off of turn number 4 as Georgie Fronsman now underneath. Kenny Gill once again, that's a battle for 4th. Off of turn number 2, the closest battle on the racetrack. They're side by side for a moment off of turn number 2, but it's going to be Georgie Fronsman still in pursuit of the 19 of Kenny Gill off of 4. Once again, they go side by side down the straightaway into 1. Georgie Fronsman to the inside of Kenny Gill, who slams the door on him, comes right across the nose of that 41 JR into turn number 1. Gill going to hang on to it. Georgie Fronsman, though, has a run off of 2. He has a run indeed off of turn number 2, trying to sneak by the number 19 of Kenny Gill. Gill, though, hanging on to it as just ahead of him. Those cars are getting smaller and smaller of George Fronsman and the 10J of Nelson's. We got a caution on the racetrack. The 7DM of Michael Henderson has gone around. Henderson goes around in turn number 2, brings out the Beaver Stripes yellow flag here at Arizona Speedway with 4 laps to go. 4 laps to go. Signal file restart. Green flags in the air. We're back underway. And Jacob Nelson goes high on the racetrack trying to see if he can't find any grip up on the top side of the racetrack. Now he's going to fall. Maybe back to that 3rd spot as here comes George Fronsman down the inside of Nelson. They go side by side off of 2 for 2nd. Side by side off of turn number 2 for that 2nd spot. Still side by side drag racing into turn number 3. Nelson up top. And then George Fronsman to the inside of him. He'll clear him off of 4. Clears him by just a nose off of turn number 4. Actually just an inch off of turn number 4 does George Fronsman or Jacob Nelson as everybody trying to find the real estate on the bottom side of the racetrack. It's Zach Madrid lead him off of 2 into 3. Madrid leads the field off of turn number 3 as we got a trouble on the track. Jeff Carpenter will go around off of turn number 2. He gets collected by Kevin Turner, Brody Center, and Michael Henderson. That will bring out the yellow flag once more here at Arizona Speedway to close out tonight's main event. 3 laps to go. It will be a shootout. As the field comes to green, we're back underway. And Jacob Nelson once again goes top side of the racetrack. Can't get anything going for him. He's going to lose another spot to Kenny Gill now in the 19 and the 41 JR Georgie Fronsman. They're a 3-car battle for the 3rd spot. But off of turn number 2, it's Zach Madrid. Madrid will lead the field into turn number 3. A few more times around as he comes off of turn number 4. He'll go into turn number 1, try to find the bottom side of the racetrack because that is where the good stuff is at this side of the track. Off of turn number 2, Zach Madrid. He'll lead him off by 2 car lengths now with George Fronsman in the 2nd spot. He has put some space between himself and the 19 of Kenny Gill, Nelson, and Georgie Fronsman continue to battle for that 4th position as the white flag flies, this time for Madrid. White flag in the air. Brody Center comes to a stop in turn number 3. We'll see if he gets the car refired as Michael Henderson goes around off of turn number 4. Yellow flag will fly. Green flags in the air. We're back underway. 2 laps to go. Green-white checker finish here in this IMCA stock car main event. And Zach Madrid leads the field into turn number 1. Off turn number 2, he'll have a 2-car length advantage over George Fronsman as Jacob Nelson and Kenny Gill do battle. And then it's going to be Georgie Fronsman to the outside of Gill now. Yeah, Jacob Nelson takes around that 3rd spot from Kenny Gill as Georgie Fronsman tries to pull to the back bumper of the 19 as the white flag flies once again for Zach Madrid. Kenny lead around to the checkered flag as Fronsman and Gill make contact going into 1. They both throttle out and stay in it. As Gill in that 4th spot, followed by Georgie Fronsman in 5th. Off of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, one final time through 3 and 4. It will be the kid, Zach Madrid, picking up the main event win over George Fronsman and Jacob Nelson, followed by Gill and Georgie Fronsman, your top 5. So Zach Madrid, your main event winner here tonight in the IMCA stock car. Put your hands together for him. As this Rips IROC Southwest Hot Rod has been bad fast all year long. Zach taking over the wheel. You started off New Year's Day out here, putting it in victory lane. Here you are, another main event win, man. And this car, it's been bad fast. Doesn't matter if you or your dad driving it.
Yeah, this thing's a rocket for sure. You got to thank Rip and Katie. They let me race Sang Mike. Man, it sucks this place is closing. This is my home track, so got to win it, you know.
Yeah, you definitely got another chance for a win, too, later on in the modified main event. But I know you got a lot of people back here that you'd like to thank.
Yeah, I got to thank, like I said, Rip, Katie, Mike, David, Jay, all of them. They put their blood, sweat, and tears into this thing, and it's a rocket for sure. DRD Graphics, iRock Southwest. Honestly, I don't know. But anybody that helps, all the fans for coming out. Jonah for the awesome track. I wish it could stay around, but hopefully there will be another one.
We hope so, too. We know you have another main event coming up later on tonight. The IMCA Modified main event. You going to have anything for these guys here?
Yeah, it's right now, but I don't know. Track's changing fast, and I don't know. I think I tightened up enough. We'll see.
Well, he's starting to work turns 1 and 2 down there. I know that's where you were catfishing around. So we'll see what he has for here tonight. Zach Madrid, your stock car main event winner here at Arizona Speedway.